Out and About TV, travel, adventure, and RVs. Join Sharon and Tom each week as they travel America in a 30-foot trailer exploring and living the RV lifestyle. From trip and product reviews to RV show reports and an unfiltered look at life on the road. This is the show for you. Welcome.
Hey, welcome. Thanks so much for coming by your favorite new RV show, Out and About TV. I'm your host, Tom McAuliffe. On behalf of Sharon and myself, we're certainly glad that you stopped by. We're going to talk about travel, adventure, and RVs. Let's see what's going on. We are about to have our big live broadcast on July the 4th, Saturday, July 4th at noon Central Time. Right here in the good old USA, celebrating 250 years, yeah? So we've got another great show. We're going to talk a little bit about intimacy on the road. Sex in an RV? What else? I had a senior moment there for a second. We're going to talk about inspection tools. Cool next-gen technology stuff like moisture meters. And we're going to talk about moisture alarms too and why they make a lot of sense these days. Going to talk about FLIR, F-L-I-R. We can see where the heat or the cooling is going out and where insulation is needed. A lot of other uses for that too, by the way. You know, I've seen guys use them for look at their tires after a trip to see what the heat's doing and stuff like that. What else? So also giving away t-shirts. The new Out and About t-shirt and ball cap. See the picture? And we're going to give those away on July the 4th for June. We've got, about a dozen entries or so. So far, if you'd like to enter, just send us an email. That's all you got to do. And you don't even have to send a picture of your rig, but you get extra points if you do that. So please do so. And let us know what you'd like to see on the show. We value your opinion. Coming up, we're going to, we've got about 45 shows, 41 shows in the library now. Lots of different stuff for you to take a look at. And coming up, we're searching for the best state park in America, just in time for the 250th anniversary. So we're going to look at that, and maybe we'll set that up so that you guys can vote. Naturally, you can always post on the Facebook page or here in the comment section. What is your favorite state park in America? Doesn't have to be your home state. Mine, I think, is in Michigan, up on Lake Michigan in Traverse City. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about insurance. We're also going to be talking about caulking. I've got a great interview coming up all the way from Australia. A gentleman who owns a company called RV Leaks, and hopefully yours doesn't. We're going to talk a little bit about his company there and how they do things down under. I'm going to talk about full-time RV living and the challenges that are involved with that. And what our decision process is in regards to that. Sharon and I are getting ready to make those decisions. We are making those decisions. We have made those decisions, and they're not easy sometimes. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And some other stuff. We're going to talk about severe weather just in time for hurricane season. And and like that. So lots to get to. Thanks a lot for coming by. Let's get underway. Buckle up. Lots to get to. And away we go.
At Out and About TV, we've done the legwork for you, watching, analysing and curating the top RV YouTube channels that cover everything from trailers and fifth wheels to vans and mobile homes. These RV YouTubers have turned their passion into full-time careers, influencing the RV community and even shaping industry trends. Channels that entertain, educate, and inspire with hosts that have the heart of a teacher. Stop by and we will examine what these channels are covering. And it is more than just entertainment. Just consider Out and About your personal digital campfire. For all things RV.
This week's YouTube RV channel spotlight takes us to one of the friendliest and most informative channels in the RV community, Wandering Weekends. As the name suggests, Wandering Weekends began with a simple idea: get out, explore, and share those adventures with others. What started as weekend camping trips has evolved into a growing library of RV travel experiences, campground reviews, product evaluations, and practical advice designed to help fellow travelers better enjoy life on the road. One of the things that makes Wandering Weekends stand out is its focus on real-world RV ownership. Rather than simply showcasing beautiful campsites and scenic destinations, the channel spends a lot of time discussing the products, equipment, and lessons learned along the way. Viewers get honest opinions, practical tips, and first-hand experience from people who actually use the gear they're reviewing. Perhaps that's why the host has never used his name on air. Tom's been watching for almost a year and still does not know it. And it really does not matter, as the info he provides is invaluable. If you've spent any time researching weight distribution hitches, towing equipment, or RV upgrades, chances are you've probably come across one of their videos. Some of their most popular content involves detailed product comparisons and long-term testing that goes far beyond a quick unboxing or first impression. Instead of simply telling viewers what a product does, they show how it performs after months or even years of real-world use. Another strength of the channel is its approachable style. Watching Wandering Weekends feels less like attending a sales presentation and more like sitting around a campground picnic table, swapping stories with fellow trailer owners. The hosts share both the successes and the occasional mistakes, which makes the content feel authentic and relatable. The channel also covers campground destinations, travel adventures, RV maintenance tips, towing advice, and the everyday realities of the RV lifestyle. Whether you're a weekend camper, a snowbird, or a full-time traveler, there's likely something in their video library that can help make your next trip a little easier and a little more enjoyable. What we appreciate most about Wandering Weekends is that they're not trying to sell a fantasy. They're sharing the real RV experience, the good, the bad, and the lessons learned along the way. In a world filled with flashy social media influencers, that kind of honesty is refreshing. So if you're looking for practical RV advice, honest product reviews, useful towing information, and a healthy dose of travel inspiration, be sure to check out Wandering Weekends on YouTube. You just might learn something that saves you money, makes your next trip safer, or helps you enjoy the RV lifestyle a little bit more. And that's exactly what great RV channels are supposed to do. I'm Hope for Out and About TV. Thanks for watching.
Hey, every week, tune in. We're going to keep cataloging the best in RV channels on YouTube and tell you what they're all about and save you a little bit of time there. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Cue the wah-wah music. Wah, 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 wah. Whenever there was adult scenes in television shows and movies, that wah-wah music would always come on, right? We're going to talk about this week. In this week's feature, we're going to talk sex in an RV, intimacy on the road. Have you ever noticed that RV brochures are filled with smiling couples holding hands, walking down the beach or next to the campfire, watching sunsets together? What they usually don't talk about is what happens after the sunset. Now, we're all adults here, and today we're tackling a subject that doesn't get discussed very often in the RV community, but it's an important part of any healthy relationship. Intimacy on the road. Sex in an RV. And that's important no matter what your age. It's important for seniors to keep up a good love life. So today we're going to tackle a subject that doesn't get discussed very often in the RV community. And before anybody gets nervous, this is going to be a lesson in human anatomy, but you might want to send the kids out of the room. Instead, we're going to talk about romance, companionship, relationships, and how couples can stay connected while living in a space that is often smaller than the average hotel room. Because the truth is, that traveling together can be one of the greatest adventures a couple can ever have together. It can also be one of the biggest relationship challenges and sometimes a relationship killer. As an overview, the very first thing I would just say is talk. Don't stop talking to each other. You know, when you move into an RV, something interesting happens. Suddenly, you're spending nearly every waking hour with that other person. Maybe more together than you've ever spent before. And suddenly you're spending every waking hour together. At home, in a regular sticks and bricks, couples have separation. You know, one will be watching television in the den, the other one will be reading in the office or in the bedroom. One spouse might head out to work while the other one is, at home working, or one runs errands. Anyway, my point is that there are natural breaks. There's room to give some breathing room to each other. In an RV, especially a smaller trailer or motorhome, there is no den. There is no upstairs. There's no spare bedroom to escape to. You're together all the time, a lot. And while that can be wonderful, it can also create some stress. Many couples discover that one of the best things to do is to give each other just a little bit of space. You'll find that the biggest challenge is not driving or finding a good campground. It's learning how to live comfortably together in a space that may only be 200 square feet. Think of yourself as an astronaut or a submariner in a submarine. The close quarters can create emotional challenges, to be sure. Little habits that were easy to ignore in a larger house suddenly become impossible to escape. One person likes the television loud. The other one likes it quieter and more peace and quiet. One is an early riser. The other one prefers to sleep in. Vive la différence. Before long, small annoyances can become big frustrations. And then there are the physical challenges. Let's face it, some RV bedrooms aren't exactly designed for Olympic-level gymnastic lovemaking. In many travel trailers, you've got walls on three sides of the bed, limiting walking room and positioning room, just enough space to squeeze between the mattress and the dresser. And one thing's for sure, as we get older, flexibility becomes an issue as well. And then there's the issue of privacy. In a smaller unit, you don't get much. And I'm not just talking about privacy between each other. I'm talking about privacy between you and the neighbors. Campgrounds are wonderful places, but your neighbors may only be a few feet away. Excuse me. Sometimes I feel like that guy in that, I think it's a Gillette commercial, where he opens up the medicine cabinet in the morning, and on the other side, there's another guy, their neighbor. It's almost that bad. Thin walls, open windows, campsites stacked side by side. It sometimes makes couples feel like they're sharing a bedroom with half the campground. The result is that intimacy can unintentionally take a back seat to travel schedules, campground reservations, maintenance projects, and the daily rigors of life on the road. And let's face it, some RV bedrooms weren't designed with romance in mind. As I said, you got a queen bed wedged between three walls, a ceiling that's still lower than a house. And if you're in a smaller trailer, Getting in bed can sometimes feel like an Olympic event. As we age, flexibility may not be what it once was, so couples often find themselves adapting to the new realities of life in a compact space like an RV. It's almost like a military training exercise. But relationship experts generally agree on one thing. But relationship experts all agree on one central point. Couples who intentionally nurture their connection tend to enjoy stronger and happier relationships. So let's talk about 5 things that RV couples can do to keep the romance alive while traveling. Gotta keep the romance alive. Number 1, schedule time together. Make sure you set aside time for each other. Now scheduling might sound a little unromantic, but hear me out. When you're on the road, every day can start to feel like a logistics exercise. Where are we going? What about fuel? What about food? How far is the drive? Do we need propane? Is the blank tank full? Before long, couples can become business partners managing an RV trip instead of romantic partners enjoying an adventure together. Set aside time that belongs exclusively to the two of you. Maybe it's watching a sunset together. Maybe it's coffee outside in the morning. Maybe it's a walk around the campground every evening. The activity itself isn't important. Setting aside the time is. Number 2, keep dating. Just because you're married doesn't mean that you should stop dating. One of the easiest traps for full-time RVers is allowing every day to become routine. And that's true with people who have been married for years. Sharon and I have been married for 33 years of mutual punishment. No, it's been the best thing that's ever happened to me. So you need to make efforts to create special moments, you know? Sometimes it's just something small. Try a local restaurant, attend a concert together, visit a winery, explore a small town festival, pack a picnic lunch and head to the other side of the lake. Dating isn't about spending money. It's about continuing to create memories together. Number 3, or if you're, remember in the movie? He went like this and he knew he was American, where a European does like that. Number 3, give each other some space. This may be the most important tip on the list. Give each other some space. Healthy relationships need togetherness, but they also need individuality. If you're living in a small RV, find ways to occasionally give each other some breathing room. Maybe one person takes a walk while the other stays behind to read. Maybe one spouse visits a local museum while the other one relaxes at the campsite. A little separation can make reunion that much sweeter. Absence may not make the heart grow fonder forever, but a couple of hours apart can always help. Number 4, communicate openly and honestly. RV living has a way of magnifying problems. A minor disagreement in a 3-bedroom house may be easy to avoid. A minor disagreement in a 27-foot trailer becomes impossible to ignore. Talk openly before it becomes a resentment. Discuss your expectations Discuss your frustrations. Discuss your needs. The strongest RV couples I've ever met aren't the ones who never argue. They're the ones who learn how to communicate respectfully with each other and to solve problems together. Number 5, laugh often. If you're traveling in an RV for any length of time, you probably had at least one disaster. Maybe you backed into a post or forgot to latch a cabinet and everything came spewing out. The sewer hose had a mind of its own. Maybe the GPS tried to route your 12-foot high motorhome through a 10-foot high bridge. Stuff happens. The couples who thrive on the road are often the ones who learn to laugh at these little mishaps. Humor reduces stress. Have fun. And humor builds connections. Sometimes the stories that seem like disasters today become the funniest stories later on. At the end of the day, intimacy is about far more than physical affection. It's about trust. It's about friendship. It's about companionship. It's about understanding. It's about knowing that no matter where the road leads, you're traveling on it together. The RV lifestyle offers couples something that many people have never experienced. Time together. Time to explore. Time to reconnect. Time to build memories that will last a lifetime. Sure, it's an angel whispering to me. Time to build memories that will last a lifetime. Sure, there's going to be challenges. There'll be disagreements. There'll be days when the campground is crowded, the weather's terrible, and the holding tanks are full. But there will also be those sunsets, those campfires, those mountains, those lakes, those quiet mornings, and countless opportunities to fall in love again. Yeah. And perhaps that's one of the greatest adventures the RV lifestyle can offer. Because in the end, the destination isn't just a great campground. It's getting there together. It's the journey that you share with the person sitting right behind you, right beside you. It's the journey you share with the person sitting beside you. And that's a trip worth taking. I'm Tom, lovingly yours at Out and About TV. Put on your high-tech hat. It's time for this week's Product Roundup. You know, buying an RV can be one of the biggest purchases you'll ever make, maybe next to a house. Surprisingly, few buyers know how to inspect one properly. And yes, you should also hire an independent inspector. But whether you're shopping for a brand new trailer or a used one, or simply maintaining your current rig, having the right inspection tools can help identify problems before they become expensive repairs. Today, we're going to take a look at some of the most useful and interesting RV inspection tools every owner should consider carrying, cutting-edge technology. Let's start with perhaps the most important tool on the list, a moisture meter. Usually used for the garden. They make moisture meters that will help you peer inside of a wall or cabinet. Moisture meters. Water is the number one enemy for every RV. Roof leaks, window leaks, plumbing leaks, hidden water intrusion can cost thousands of dollars in damage long before any visible signs appear. A moisture meter allows you to test walls, floors, ceilings for hidden moisture. Simply place the meter against the surface, and it provides a reading that may reveal water problems lurking behind the walls. Many professional RV inspectors consider a moisture meter their most valuable tool, and quality models can often be purchased for less than the cost of a single service call. Next up, infrared thermal cameras, often called FLIR, F-L-I-R cameras. These devices allow you to see temperature differences in infrared that are invisible to the naked eye. You can see where that AC is going through that opening there, or your heat is escaping. These devices allow you to see temperature differences that are invisible to the naked eye. A thermal camera can help identify missing insulation, air conditioning leaks, furnace issues, overheated electrical components, refrigerator problems, and even hidden water intrusion. Imagine looking at your wall, your RV wall, and instantly spotting a cold air leak around a window or a hot electrical connection behind a breaker panel before it even becomes a serious problem. Years ago, thermal imaging cameras cost thousands of dollars. Today, several models connect directly to your phone and can be had for $100. Now, our third tool is incredibly useful. It's one of those little outlet testers. Little yellow thing with a plug-in, a couple lights on it. These are inexpensive plug-in devices that allow you to check campground outlets and your outlets in your rig. You simply plug it into a receptacle, and a series of lights will indicate whether the outlet is wired properly or not. Handy. Considering the campground electrical problems can be damaging to sensitive electronics, this little gadget may be one of the cheapest forms of insurance that one can buy. Speaking of electricity, many RVers also carry a voltage monitor. Low voltage can be just as damaging and dangerous as high voltage. So monitoring campground power is just plain smart. Now, our next item is something that many RV owners never think about until it's too late. A water leak alarm, a water detector. Duh. These small battery-powered devices can be placed beneath sinks, behind toilets, near water heaters, outdoor compartments, and when water is detected, the alarm sounds. Instead of discovering a leak days or weeks after, when the damage is done, you'll have advance warning. For a device that costs less than a dinner, it's cheap insurance. So remember, friends, trust but verify. Whether you're buying a new RV, inspecting a used one, or maintaining the rig you currently own, The right tools can reveal problems that your eyes simply can't see. And many mechanical problems start in places that we rarely look. One tip, a small mirror could really help you look behind things, Yeah, I have a small mirror about this big around, little handle on it, little makeup mirror. You can put it behind things to look. It's handy. Point of view matters. And while we're talking about getting into tight spaces, a good LED flashlight is also super important, as is a head flashlight, leaving your hands free. Lastly, let's talk about buy yourself a good tire pressure gauge. Going to use it every day. Get a digital one with a nice big screen. Yeah. Get a good one. Tires remain one of the most common causes of RV breakdowns, and proper tire inflation is better for safety, better for gas mileage, just plain smart. But you got to know how much air you got in there, right? So which of these inspection tools should you buy first? If you're on a budget, start with a tire pressure gauge, a good one. Second, a moisture meter. And then add, a headlight. It is a headlight, a forehead flashlight, tire pressure gauge, all that good stuff. Together, they cost relatively little, and they can identify some of the most common RV problems. If you want to take your inspections to the next level, add a thermal imaging camera and put in those leak detection alarms. I have a friend of mine in his rig, underneath wherever water, like a sink or something, he sealed the floor underneath the sinks and stuff, so that if water did leak, it's hitting plastic. The bottom line is simple. These few high-tech inspection tools can save you thousands of dollars in repairs and may help prevent problems before they ever occur. Because in the RV world, finding a problem early is almost always cheaper than fixing it later. And that's why smart RV owners inspect often, travel prepared, and never assume everything is working perfectly just because it worked yesterday. I'm Tom for Out and About TV. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Mammoth Cave National Park, one of America's most fascinating natural wonders and a destination that should be on every RVer's list. Located in south central Kentucky, Mammoth Cave National Park protects the longest known cave system in the world. To date, explorers have mapped more than 430 miles of underground passageways, and they're still discovering new sections every year. In fact, scientists believe there may be hundreds of additional miles yet to be explored. Established as a national park in 1941 and later designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Mammoth Cave attracts visitors from around the world who come to experience a world unlike anything they've ever seen. The first thing that visitors to Mammoth Cave notice is that the cave isn't known for spectacular stalactites or stalagmites like some commercial caves. Instead, Mammoth is known for its size, mammoth being the key word there. Enormous underground rooms, huge winding passageways, lowering chambers, towering chambers, vast corridors that seem to stretch endlessly into the darkness. Now, a guided cave tour is perhaps the best way to experience this underground world. Park rangers offer a variety of tours ranging from easy walking tours suitable for most visitors to more strenuous adventures that require some climbing and some crawling and squeezing through some of the more narrow passageways. One of the most popular options is the historic tour. This takes visitors deep into the cave system while exploring its fascinating history. Along the way, you'll learn how Native Americans first discovered and used the cave thousands of years ago, how saltpeter was mined here during the War of 1812, and how early explorers ventured underground carrying nothing more than lanterns and courage. As you move deeper into the cave, you'll quickly discover one of its most unique features: silence. The deeper you go, the more the outside world disappears. No traffic, no cell phones, no distractions, just cool temperatures, darkness, and an eerie sense of peace. And speaking of temperatures, Mammoth Cave maintains a year-round temperature of about 54 degrees. That makes it a welcoming escape from Kentucky's hot and humid summers. But Mammoth Cave National Park offers far more than just caves. Above ground, the park has more than 52,000 acres of forests, rivers, rolling hills, and wildlife habitat. Visitors can enjoy more than 80 miles of hiking trails, winding through a beautiful hardwood forest, scenic river valley. Wildlife enthusiasts may spot white-tailed deer, wild turkeys, foxes, raccoons, possums, 70 species of mammals in all. Bird watchers are especially fond of the park, providing habitat for dozens of species throughout the year, as well as the migration of birds that come through the area. For those who enjoy being on the water, the Green River and the Nolan River offer opportunities for kayaking, canoeing, and fishing. Floating through the quiet Kentucky countryside, something that everybody should experience. Mammoth Cave National Park offers several campground options for RV travelers. The Mammoth Cave Campground is the largest and most convenient, located just minutes from the visitor center and cave tour departures. While many sites accommodate RVs, hookups are limited, so be sure to plan ahead. Those seeking a quieter experience may enjoy the Maple Springs Campground, located in the more remote section of the park. If full hookups are your goal, you'll also find several private campgrounds and RV resorts located just outside the park boundaries. My favorite was My Old Kentucky Home Campground. It's about 6 miles northwest of the park. One thing that RVers quickly discover is that Mammoth Cave makes an excellent multi-day destination. Most visitors arrive thinking they'll spend just a day, wind up spending 2 or 3. The nearby communities of Cave City and Park City offer restaurants, attractions, and plenty of Kentucky hospitality. You'll find several museums nearby, lots of family-friendly attractions, great restaurants. And while you're in Kentucky, don't forget you're in the heart of horse country and bourbon country. Depending on your travel plans, Mammoth Cave can easily be combined with visits to Louisville, Lexington, or the famous Kentucky Bourbon Trail. So if your travels take you through the Bluegrass State, consider spending a few days exploring this underground wonder, because sometimes the greatest adventure isn't found on top of a mountain or beside an ocean. It's found underneath the ground. For Out and About TV, I'm Tom, reminding you to keep exploring, keep discovering, and always remember, adventure before dementia. Hey, thanks again for joining us. We really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Check out our Facebook page where the discussion continues, as well as our new website. And don't forget to enter the t-shirt contest and set on your calendar to stop by at noon on 4th of July right here. We'll do a special broadcast. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you come by. Get out there and see your friend Mother Nature, and we'll see you out and about.